Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Houston.
Live from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, Fox Sports Houston brings you Houston Astros baseball. Tonight is Game 2 of this three-game weekend series between the Houston Astros and the Milwaukee Brewers. Good evening, everybody. Bill Brown. In just a moment, we join Jim DeShays and Jeff Bagwell. The Astros lost the opener of this series last night. They were shut out by Milwaukee, and they've now lost 3 of 4 to the Brewers. Now, for tonight's pitching matchup, we go to J.D. and Baggy.
Thank you, Brownie. And interesting pitching matchup tonight. Baggy, a couple of talented left-handers. Wandy Rodriguez has been very good against the Brewers in this ballpark, and Randy Wolf goes for Milwaukee. Take a look at Wandy first. Last time out in Milwaukee, 7 innings, pitched pretty well, allowed 4 runs. In this ballpark, he's 4-0 against the Brewers with an ERA just a little over 1. So for whatever reason, he's had the magic against the Brewers here. Randy Wolf, outstanding performance last time against the Brewers. You faced him. How do you beat Randy Wolf?
Well, the key with Randy is, you know, he throws probably about 90 miles an hour, maybe 88, 89 now, but you have to swing for it to be a little bit harder. He's got it seems like it's going to be 92 instead of whatever you see on the radar gun. So we're going to have to be able to hit his fastball. He's a good breaking ball. I think he throws a little bit of a cutter now. Stay off of that and just try and hit off the fastball.
That's the challenge for the Astro hitters. For Wandy, he's up against 2 of the best in all of baseball in the middle of the order. They went back-to-back last night. Braun and Field are 2 prolific power hitters in the middle of the Brewer order, and it's coming your way next.
Is brought to you by the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. And by Southwest Airlines. New Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. Home Run Alley on another changeable night. It's different than it was a couple nights ago. And now the humidity is back, but the wind is blowing out, and the ball was flying in batting practice. So if the hitters get it up in the breeze the way they did last night, they could really like the results. And there you see those flags fluttering out in left center field as we check the starting lineup for Ron Renicke's Brewers, brought to you by Xfinity. Ricky Weeks at second base, Carlos Gomez center field, slugging Ryan Braun in left field, Prince Fielder at first base, Casey McGee third, Corey Hart right field, Unieski Betancourt shortstop, Will Nieves the catcher for Randy Wolf.
Well, Wandy Rodriguez pitching for the Astros tonight. He's made 5 starts. He's 1-3, ERA of 5.40. His strikeout numbers are good, 27 strikeouts and 9 walks in 30 innings. It's just been a roller coaster ride for Wandy so far this year. Bad one, good one. Bad one, good one. Last time, pretty solid effort, allowing 4 runs in 7 innings to the Brewers. Allowed 10 hits in that game. Got touched up early and then settled in and pitched pretty well. And defensively, the Astros, a little different look tonight. Jason Bourgeois gets a start in left. Boy, that's a speedy outfield right there. Angel Sanchez will swing over and play a little second base. Carlos moves into play first. Brett Wallace with a night off. J.R. Tolles has been paired with Wandy throughout.
We look at Wandy warming up. Jeff Bagwell with us every Saturday night. The Astros have lost 6 of 8. Wandy has taken on a pretty important position in this rotation last couple of years, Baggy, and as JD mentioned, pretty consistent last time out. 7 innings, 4 runs, but it would be nice to get some offensive support.
Well, no kidding. You have to do that, especially against this team that we're playing tonight. The Brewers have such a potent offense. They can beat you in so many different ways. And Wandy's going to have a quality start for us to give us a chance to win this ballgame.
Ricky Weeks brings that thunder to the lineup. Clint Barmas back at shortstop today, and that means Angel Sanchez, who started the first 25 games at shortstop, moves over to second base for this game after sitting out last night. Carlos Lee is at first base. Brett Wallace is all right to play, but sore from the collision last night with Prince Fielder, and the left fielder is Jason Bourgeois.
It'll be interesting to see how the guys on the right side of the infield do tonight. Sanchez making his first start over there, and Carlos seeing limited action at first base.
I might be sore with a little collision from Prince Fielder, too.
How about that collision?
Yeah, no kidding.
Ricky Weeks on a 4-game hitting streak, looks at strike one. He's a 306. He's gone deep 6 times with 10 runs batted in and a nice 384 on base average. Weeks had a hit and a walk in last night's game. And there's a strike for Wandy. It's 0-2. The home plate umpire is Darrell Cousins.
Well, he's been at it a long time.
Yeah, he has. He's one of the...
Yeah, he's going to be one of the senior guys.
Sure does. Long-term veteran umpires. JR moving around, going inside with the target, and the pitch is up. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Weeks. This Milwaukee club has scored 117 runs. It's only 2 more than the Astros. But the Milwaukee reputation is one of a tough lineup to work to effectively.
Well, if you look at their lineup with Braun and Fielder, basically that's all their RBIs between those guys. They've just gotten off to such a great start. So that's one thing Wandy's going to have to be careful of. And in a situation where they can beat you and you can pitch around them a little bit, I think you got to do that. And I'm sure Wandy and Brad Armsburg have talked about that with JR.
Wandy had 3 good starts last year against Milwaukee. He won 2 of them, got a no decision. He gets a strikeout on Weeks. Good sharp curve.
Well, and if you can get the guys at the top of the order, then you're going to have more freedom to pitch around.
Sure. Braun
and Fielder, so a nice start as he finishes Weeks off with a good curveball. Wandy's 4-0 with an ERA of 1.06 against the Brewers here at Minute Maid Park.
Go figure that.
Yeah.
Carlos Gomez stole a couple of bases last night. He was 0 for 4. 240 is his current average with 2 homers, 10 runs batted in. Ball one up as Wandy shoots for win number 2 of the season against the Brewer club, which has won 13 and lost 12. Brewers are on a 10-game road trip, which started for them last night. Zach Greinke is here with the club after making an injury rehab start last night, and he should be starting a game next week for the Brewers when they get to Atlanta. Top foul. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. This NL Central has been interesting to follow, Jeff Bagwell, in the early weeks.
Yeah, I was just kind of looking at the standings right now. Nobody's really taken off, which is a good sign.
Some hard hitting in this division this year. No hitting so far as Wandy gets 2 strikeouts to open.
Yeah, well, that Cardinal team that we just saw, they're starting to really roll. And obviously everybody knows that this team can hit, so there is some good hitting, but at the end of the day, it's going to come down to pitching.
Ryan Braun is a strong candidate for Player of the Month in the National League, this being the final day of the month, and Braun leads the majors in homers with 10. He has 23 runs batted in and a .362 average. And there's strike one to Braun. Braun against the Astros is 8 for 17, 3 homers, 8 driven in.
This is off to a pretty good start, huh?
Yeah. Just project that over a full season. Pretty impressive numbers.
2 for 4 last night with another home run. And it's 0-2. So Wandy has been in front of these hitters in the early going.
Well, he got the first 2. You might as well strike out the side.
Wouldn't that be impressive? Brewers are second in the league in total bases. Braun is such a good fastball hitter, Baggy, and I'm sure he sees a lot of off-speed stuff. But can it be effective to move that fastball out of the zone on him and try to get him to go for that?
Well, yeah, and I think they're trying to get, they're trying to stay in on him. I know Wandy likes to pitch in a lot, and I think they're trying to crowd him a little bit, not let him get his arms extended. Even with the curveball, they're trying to bury it down and in there.
Curveball looks good, JD, in the early going.
Yeah, it sure does. The fastball is crisp. The action on the curveball is very good. What do you make of that practice swing? Is that just top hand? Or is that
I think that's what it is he's just trying to, keep his top hand up, trying to get hit down on the baseball. I mean, we can look at all types of practice swings. Look at Hunter's.
Yeah. Yeah, you always wonder. I've watched him over the years with
just
that move
straight
right
down.
there, yeah.
I'm just trying to get the barrel to the ball, not lead with his bottom hand.
Braun has been on base in all 25 games. That's a club record to start a season for the Brewers.
He's a heck of a player, Brownie. He really is. Yep. He's been consistent every single year. He's just getting better and better. So, not good news for the rest of the Central in the National League.
Very good news for that guy.
Yeah.
That makes you a better manager.
Yeah, I talked to Jim Leland one time. He goes, it's so funny. Everybody thinks I'm such a great manager. He goes, let's think about it. I got Doug Drabeck, Jay Bell, Andy Van Slyke, Barry Bonds, Bobby Bonilla. That's why I'm a great manager.
And Renicky, if you think about it, a lot of times managers come in and the previous guy gets dumped because things have just blown up and they don't have good players. He comes into a situation here where it's a pretty sweet job.
Yeah, pretty nice club.
Ripped on a line for the left field corner. That's hooking and banging off the wall. It kicks back. Jason Bourgeois with a throw on the run towards second. Sliding double for Ryan Braun. He was behind 0-2. Got back to a 3-2 pitch and he hammered it.
And you talked about his ability to hit the fastball, but he hits everything.
He's
just such a good hitter.
He's only got 2 doubles because the rest of them just go out of the ballpark.
Our leaders of the game is brought to you by United, proud to fly the Houston Astros. Braun at second, Fielder the batter. They have combined for 48 runs batted in, the best RBI duo in the majors this season. And Fielder with 25 runs batted in, second in the league. He hits one on the ground. Diving Carlos Lee with a toss to Wandy. to end the top of the first with no runs, a hit, and a runner stranded. Superb work by El Caballo. Now the starting lineup for Brad Mills is brought to you by Xfinity. It's a different look tonight for Brad. Michael Bourne leading off as usual in center. Jason Bourgeois gets an unusual start in left field. He doesn't get too many of those. Angel Sanchez, the number 3 hitter. That's the real change, with Hunter Pence moving back to the cleanup spot in right field. Carlos Lee dropped down to 5th. Chris Johnson, J.R. Tolles, Clint Barmas, and Wandy Rodriguez.
Randy Wolf, solid veteran, off to a very nice start here in 2011. 3.2, 2.64 ERA through 5 starts, including a dandy Sunday against the Astros. Solo home run by J.R. Tolles, the only run he allowed, and it would have been 3 consecutive scoreless outings for Wolf had J.R. not taken him deep.
Michael Bourne takes a look at that one after showing bunt, and he's worked the count to 2-0. Wolf has put together that fine month to open the season. One of the members of the solid starting rotation for the Brewers, Sean Markham, dialed up a beauty last night. 7 shutout innings, and he was not feeling good. 2 balls and a strike, but he dazzled the Astros with the off-speed stuff.
What was wrong with him, Brownie? I didn't know he was under the weather.
They have a flu bug that's been going, and it might have helped him, according to the story. One of his teammates said, well, you know, you're an off-speed guy, so maybe the fact that you're not feeling your best, you rely more on that than the fastball, and that's what happened. And Bourne is caught looking, 1 out.
Let's take a look at the Brewers defensively. Outfield features Gomez in center. He can really go get them. Braun and Hart cover the corners. They've been very good this year. They've made many errors at all. McGee, Betancourt, Weeks, Fielder around the infield. Will Nieves gets a start tonight. Jonathan Lucroy is the primary catcher, but he's got the night off.
Former Brewer Jason Bourgeois takes strike 1. Jason at 296 has no homers, 2 runs batted in. Getting his 4th start of the season. Sometimes he plays center against a lefty. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jason is 2 for 7 in his career against the former Astro Randy Wolf, who's 34 years old, from Canoga Park, California. On the right side, it's Weeks diving, and then he lost it. Hit sharply for an infield hit by Jason Bourgeois.
Well, there goes the no-hit pool.
I lost that one, too.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's done.
Kind of like all the 4-footers I missed today.
Now Angel Sanchez. He's on a 6-game hitting streak. .300 batting average. Fielder will play a step or two off the base while Bourgeois takes his lead. And there's strike one.
You don't want that 4-footer. You either want a 10-footer or a tap-in or a gimme. That 4-footer just
but the problem is my 10-footers were going 4 feet by or 4 feet short.
Okay.
And I am the worst player in North America.
Hunter Pence on deck as the throw goes over. Okay, Fielder playing a little bit off bag here, Jeff. What's going on with that, do you think?
Well, I think what it is he probably doesn't think he's going to pick Jason off, and doesn't want to get. But I don't actually. You know what? I really don't understand this.
I don't either.
Because obviously it's giving Jason a little bit longer lead right there.
Yes, it is.
But watch when he goes to the bag. What I've noticed, because Bobby Valentine used to do this all the time with the Mets. They had their first baseman play off, and almost every base runner, when with a lefty on the mound, if the first baseman would just lean or deke like he was going back to the bag, the base runner would always go to the bag. It's, for some reason, and you've been out there, I'm sure.
It's just,
it's
just
an
a weird
unsettling
look.
feeling.
Yeah, it's a weird look.
For the base runner. It's almost like what are they up to? Why are they doing this?
Mm-hmm. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, Meach, that's why they pay you the big bucks down there, to let them know.
Yeah. Jason's 5 for 6. Will Nieves has thrown out 1 of 2.
Nieves 25% caught stealing last year, and that's pretty much what he's done throughout his career. That's something you would be aware of, Baggy, a guy's the catcher's percentage, or did you just know the guys that could really throw and the guys that couldn't? You wouldn't break it down.
Yeah, and even that, it has nothing to do with the catcher generally. It's always on the pitcher. For me, I had to know a certain time, or I had to have a real good feel about, my jump and what I can do.
But you used to do the sneak attack thing.
Yeah, I would just run.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason I did that is because I know that pitchers really can't see the base runner at first. They're either being told to throw over or it's their own deal. So, I could tell if a pitcher was going to come over just because, I think partly because I played first base, I could tell people's moves. And then I knew they weren't going over, so I don't know, for some reason all of a sudden I just take off.
Bourgeois takes off, and the throw sails, and he gets in. Rolling base number 6.
Well, it could be an equalizer for the Astros with Bourne and Bourgeois at the top of the order. They don't have the power the Astros don't that the Brewers do, so maybe the running game could be a difference maker.
I wonder if that was a hit and run. What's the count here? 3-2?
3-2 now.
Yeah, 3-2. Or maybe, because Bourge was looking in the whole way.
Sure was.
He can really scoot, too. He can get, when he gets going, he's as fast as anybody.
I like the way he slides head first, too. That's the way to do it.
Yep.
Now full count for Angel Sanchez. And with the way he's been hitting for contact and hits the ball up the middle in the right field, this lineup might just work out pretty well tonight for Brad Mills.
Well, that's what Mills is trying to do. He's trying to, kind of mix it up a little bit, get away from the norm, just penciling in the same guys in the same spots, give some other guys like Bougie a chance to play. And he's been swinging the bat great, so hopefully it'll work out right here.
Puts up a fight.
He does. Generally, he doesn't overswing. Those last 2 are a little bit long for him, so maybe he's feeling frisky up there now. I don't know.
And I don't know if Brad is trying to send a message to Angel or not, but I think it's pretty neat that, Barmes comes back, so Angel loses his everyday job at short. So not only does he get a start tonight, but Brad says, I got enough confidence in you. I'm going to put you in the 3-hole in my batting order.
I just got to reward him a little bit right here. Show the manager, I can hit 3 in the big leagues. No big deal. Covered,
Wolf had the Astros shut out until the J.R. Tolles homer with 2 outs in the 8th inning last weekend.
Look at that.
He takes the walk. Randy's walked 9 in 31 innings.
For you, Jeff, was there any advantage when you saw a guy back-to-back as quickly as this 5 days ago, or the fact that you saw a bunch of pitches in between kind of negate any of that?
Yeah, no, I think I think there's an advantage to see a guy back-to-back because you got a real quick feel of of what he wants to do to you, or even the club. Maybe he threw his changeup 2-1 every time. Maybe he threw his breaking ball, you know, when he was ahead 1-2. So I think it is an advantage.
Did you find teams pitching you a certain way? You know,
yes.
not like in the course
No
of a
doubt.
series, these guys are working me in versus this pitcher.
There's no doubt, and that, you know, there's part of that is scouting, and I think some of the times I was successful is because certain teams did that. You know, I could get a feel for what they wanted to do. Hopefully, my swing was working that time.
Bourgeois takes off for third. No throw as he steals it. McGee didn't even go to the bag. A one-out steal of third, and Bourgeois has 2 bags stolen in this inning.
A little blowout, too, before he took off. Spun his wheel, still managed to get the bag without a throw. Of course, hard to throw when there's nobody covering.
Yes, that would would have been nice, actually, if he threw, because everybody could have scored.
That gives Hunter Pence a chance to hit with a runner at third and 1 out.
The only thing that happened there that, you know, Sanchi, and it looked like he was looking at Bougie at second base, but if Bougie goes, he's got to go pretty much. You know, but if he didn't feel comfortable and he didn't, you know, maybe it was because they had a little blowout that he didn't think that he was going to go. But hopefully, you know, your job at first base is to watch the guy in front of you. The guy in front of you goes, you got to go.
2 balls and a strike to Hunter Pence. 20 runs batted in, tied for 7th in the league. Carlos Lee on deck.
I think that blowout kind of did when he kind of spun his wheels there at second. That might have kind of.
Sanchez might have thought he was going to stop.
Yeah.
Hunter is 7 for 17 with a homer on this homestand. Goes over. The Astros are 55-30 here at Minute Maid Park against the Brewers. Slow chopper. McGee throws high. The run scores, and everybody's going to move up another base. Dave Clark puts on a stop for Sanchez at third. McGee appeared to just take a peek toward home plate, and then he made the throw to first, which went high.
The Brewers have been very good defensively so far this year, but a little sketchy here in the first. Weeks couldn't get that ball out of his glove cleanly on the Bourgeois base hit. Now Casey McGee peeks home, and then the errant throw to first.
What do you do there, Jimmy, when the third baseman standing there and gets the ball back after he pretty much helped you circle the bases and he's looking right at you? What's the feeling like? Yeah. Thanks a lot, buddy.
You okay? You good? You good to go?
It's a hit, an RBI for Pence, and an error on McGee, his 2nd of the year. Infielders moving in now for Carlos Lee, the former Brewer. Runners at 2nd and 3rd and 1 out. Foul back. Oh, it's not a hit. It's just an error then, right? Is it an RBI? It is an RBI.
It is an RBI.
Okay.
Yes.
No hit for Hunter. Well, for Carlos, an opportunity right here with 2 ducks on the pond. Give the Astros some working room.
Yeah, this is a big at bat for Carlos, right? As it is for the Astros. But you know, this is a situation throughout his career where he's had so much success, and now that they're bringing the infield halfway in.
Carlos needs 12 more hits to get to 2,000 hits for his career.
Well, I don't think they're going to score any runs off of Wandy, which is a good thing.
Trying to cut off this run at the plate. Carlos gets one out of play.
It's interesting with 2 runners in scoring position to have the infield. It'd be one thing if it's just a man on third to cheat in halfway, but you know, base hit through the infield likely scores 2.
Carlos over the years has been so successful in these situations at hitting the ball up the middle. There's plenty of room to the left of Betancourt up the middle.
Yeah, he generally cuts down on the swing. Doesn't try and do too much. Just stay through the middle of the field, and that's what you want to do with men in 2nd and 3rd, and you only have 1 out. You don't want to pull the balls generally because you don't want to hit the ball to the third baseman because you can't score a run. So you want to stay through the middle of the field.
Ball 2. It's 2-2. Randy Wolf was the winner in the first game played here at Minute Maid Park back in 2000. When he pitched for the Phillies, this will be the 25th pitch of the inning for Randy. He beat Octavio Dotel 4-1 in that opener here.
Wow, 11 years ago.
That's something. Popped up. Betancourt calling. 2 outs. Sanchez at third, Hunter Pence at second, waiting for Chris Johnson to deliver them now.
Maybe a hitter's least favorite words. Popped up.
Yeah.
Randy Wolf, a fly ball pitcher, so the wind blowing out the way it is, hopefully the Astros will be able to take advantage of that. Randy's allowed 5 home runs so far this year.
CJ gets a curveball. He's been seeing a lot of those off-speed pitches. He had a nice game Thursday against the Cardinals. 2 hits, including a 2-run homer, hitting .250 on this homestand. He is 0 for 15 against the Brewers this season. 1 ball, 1 strike.
To come out of this allowing only 1 would be a win for Randy Wolf.
No doubt. So that situation right there, he starts him off with a breaking ball. There's an open base. There's no way CJ is going to get a fastball on that count right there. Just a little bit over aggressive right now. You know, and this is his second year. The league knows he can hit a good fastball.
Mm-hmm. 2 balls and a strike.
He's surprised if he sees one here too.
Yeah, is it your experience? And he hit .308 last season.
Yeah.
Drove in big runs. Is it your experience that there aren't all that many adjustments made your rookie year, but then when you come back, there have been a lot of adjustments made?
Well, there has to be.
Yeah.
You know.
Driven to right field. Backs up Corey Hart. Hart at the wall with the grab. We'll get into that as we get back. The Astros come up with a run with some small ball. Bourgeois infield hit. Steal of second. Steal of third. Scoring on a grounder. 1-0.
With the 1-run lead after 1, and Astros Pink in the Park week is May 9th through the 13th to raise awareness for funds for breast cancer research. The Astros host the Mets Saturday, May 14th at 3:05, and the first 10,000 fans will receive a Chris Johnson pink bat bobblehead courtesy of AT&T. Visit Astros.com for tickets, guys.
Thanks, Patty. 1-0 Astros. They hustled their way to that first inning run. Chris Johnson getting ready now. with Wandy Rodriguez working to the right-handed hitting Casey McGee. 269, 2 homers, 13 driven in. Strike one to McGee. McGee does a nice job in the RBI category with what Braun and Fielder do not pick up. Line shot headed for the corner and left. Bourgeois comes over. Nice backhand play on the warning track. He makes a throw into second. Well done to hold him to a long single.
I like him as a player. He's a nice little player.
Yeah, it's nice to have that kind of speed in the outfield to keep that ball from getting to the wall. No chance for McGee to get to second base. Keeps the double play in order.
That could be big. Corey Hart at 200 has just returned to the lineup a few days ago after opening on the disabled list, looking at ball one.
Weeks, McGee, Hart, Braun, all four hitting .345 or better in their careers off Wandy. There's Hart versus Wandy, .395.
That's some damage right there.
Yeah. But for the most part, he's been good against him, especially the last 2 or 3 years. He had a couple. He had one game where he got touched for 10 earnings, so a lot of that damage done in just a couple of games. Last 2-3 years, he's been very good against his club.
One of his wins came here against Milwaukee last July 31st, 6-0. 8 innings of shutout ball. He had 7 innings of shutout ball and a 2-0 win here over Giovanni Gallardo in 09. That 10-run game was in Milwaukee in 09. That'll blow up your ERA. That hangs in shallow center field. Michael Bourne still coming in. Wow.
Bullpen must have been tired from the night before that 10-run game to hang it to be left out there to allow 10.
Absolutely.
That is not what you're looking for as a starting pitcher. You got to go five shutouts after that.
Oh no! Who's managing that club, Gar? Coop? Come on, man.
Unieski Betancourt is on a 9-game hitting streak, hitting .400. And he popped one out of here last night. 273, 1 homer, 10 runs batted in. It wound up around the ConocoPhillips pump in left center. There's ball one.
This is a kid that was with the Braves.
He was with Kansas City. You're thinking of Yunel Escobar.
Yeah.
He's with Toronto now. Players do move around, don't they?
Yes, they do now, for sure.
Wow. He'll be going to Toronto in May. First time ever.
Hey, and this is completely unrelated, other than the fact that it's about Escobar. I was listening to the Toronto game the other day, and they were calling him Junel.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to brush up on our pronunciation.
Is that a thing? Junel? Is that?
Don't know.
So could this guy be Junieski? Or is it?
You're just complicating the issue, aren't you?
I'm going to go talk to Alex in between innings. Talk to our Spanish radio guys to get clarification on that.
We need to consult the experts. We've probably been mispronouncing names for many years. 2 balls and a strike. This guy can hit, though. And with the trade that they made with Alcides Escobar, who was an excellent defensive shortstop going from Milwaukee to Kansas City, kind of a trade of different style players, because Betancourt doesn't cover as much ground, but he hits a lot better. And he's an older player, so that's what it's all about for Milwaukee, going for it right now.
Yeah, they're trying to win this year.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's why it's going to be interesting to see how they do and whether Fielder's going to be around at the end of the season.
Yes.
Being a free agent.
Line shot goes foul.
Oh. Broken finger?
Yeah. His hand in the beard now. Yep.
That hurts.
I'm a little bit too young for that. Yeah, I'm fine.
Good. I'm good. I'm out.
I'm not going to rub it. They'll be leaving shortly.
Thank God it didn't get towards that baby.
See, can I put that bottle on my hand if it's good and cold?
Time called. Final game of the homestand comes tomorrow.
Dad's got that baby covered. They're in a hot spot down there, and he's cocooning that baby.
I got 2.
Johnson to his left, gets it to second. Sanchez over to first. 5-4-3. And it's 1-0 Houston.
Bottom of the second, and tomorrow before the 105 game against the Brewers, take advantage of Family Sundays presented by Minute Maid and Kroger. Kids 14 and under can enjoy the free Kids Fun Zone at Union Station Lobby, featuring inflatable games, face painting photos with Junction Jack, and much more. Following the game, all kids 14 and under can run the bases on the field. Visit Astros.com for tickets. Bill.
Thanks, Patty. 1-0 Astros. There's J.R. Tolles looking at ball one. J.R. sports a .367 average with 2 homers, one of those off Wolf last Sunday, and 4 runs batted in. Also hit another ball pretty well to left center that was caught in that game. It's 1-1.
When are the Bushes leaving for Maine?
Usually it's early May, isn't it? But they've been at a lot of games, and there they are again.
Yeah. I wonder how they got those seats.
They knew somebody.
Yeah.
Great fans. You got a chance to know them a little bit, right?
I have. Just great people. Really, really, it was a pleasure of mine just to be able to have met them and just to have conversations with them. They're just really, really nice people.
Now 3 balls and a strike to J.R. What's he expecting to get here, Baggy? Any idea?
I think he might get a fastball here, okay, leading off the inning.
He takes the leadoff walk.
But trying to clip that corner down at the bottom of the knees. JR having gone deep off Wolf last time. Starting to get a little bit of a reputation, perhaps, because he's quick, you know. So the guys, when they throw him that 3-1 fastball, they know if you throw him a cookie, he's going to jump on it.
Especially anywhere middle in.
Yeah.
He's quick in there.
Clint Barmas made his Astros debut last night at shortstop. He batted second. He was 0 for 4. He's a .254 career hitter. Wandy Rodriguez on deck. Well, Clint said during his 4 injury rehab games in the minors, he was glad that the last game he faced a couple guys who were throwing up around 93 miles per hour, because that's closer to what he's going to be seeing from now on.
He must have been in Double-A.
You're right. They throw harder in Double-A, don't they?
Yeah. Well, a lot of times in Triple-A, you've got a lot of veteran guys, those quote-unquote 4A pitchers, and guys who really know how to pitch, but their stuff might be a little bit short, so they aren't able to either stay in the big leagues or establish themselves in the big leagues. I'm not talking exclusively, but on average, I'm guessing there's probably better fastballs in Double-A than Triple-A.
you're right. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Baggy, you saw him this spring some and said he got out of whack a little bit with his leg kick. And that's something.
Yeah, he started to try some different stuff, and that's all good, and that's what spring training is for. But once you get down towards the end of spring training, you want to kind of lock in on really what you want to do and just go with that.
Still a 1 ball, 2 strike count. He is a very good fielder. He made some nice plays in last night's game. Boy, Halladay and the Phillies beat the Mets today 2-1, a complete game win for Doc. Halladay now 4-1 with a 2.14 ERA. Beat Jonathan Neese.
That's probably what, his 3rd complete game?
It might be.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. John Mayberry Jr. hit his first home run for the Phillies. The Astros have been seeing a fair number of left-handers recently. They saw Jonathan Neese in New York. Saw Wolf, of course, in Milwaukee, and then Jaime Garcia in the Cardinal series. And they generally swung the bats fairly well against lefties. Foul. It's a predominantly right-handed hitting lineup, but Red Wallace would be in there tonight against this lefty if he weren't so banged up. Brad Mills said.
Well, it's a good opportunity to give him a break too.
Giants 2-1 over Washington after getting shut out last night. Lincecum on the losing end, and Florida 1-0 in the early going.
3 in the 9th for the Cardinals today.
Cardinals are having a little bit of problem closing out the 9th, aren't they?
They really are. They went to Salas again today. He got another save, his 2nd, and we saw him the other night.
Yes.
Trevor Miller got a save last night. Little looper out around second base. Weeks is there, and it's out number 1. Yeah, we were commenting. A lot of teams really have unsettled bullpens this year. A lot of blown saves. A lot of guys moved out of the closer's role, and that really can that affect the psyche of a team when you don't know if you have a closer who's any good or not?
Yeah, I think it can. I mean, it gets down to the end of the game and you're just not sure what's going to happen. I remember the days of our heyday when we threw out Lidge, Dotel, and Wagner. I was pretty confident after the 6th inning we were going to win that ball game. But there's been other years where we haven't had that closer, and it's it gets tough.
Nelson Figueroa's in the bullpen tonight. Wandy Rodriguez got 2 hits off Randy Wolf last Sunday. Now he's bunting and keeps it fair. And Nieves over to Weeks. The sacrifice is the 2nd of the year for Wandy. He just broke a tie with JD on the all-time sacrifice list.
Wow.
Killing me, Wandy.
The only reason that is just because they let you hit away all the time.
That's right. Yeah. They didn't want to take the bat out of my hand.
Wandy moves into 8th place ahead of JD and J.R. Richard on the sacrifice list.
Oh, my. He's number 1 on that list.
We don't have that.
Maybe Roy.
Yeah.
Could be. Michael Bourne with strike 1.
Keeps that list.
That's a really good question.
Talk about an irrelevant list.
That's a very good question. Michael struck out looking in the 1st inning. Been seeing some lefties in relief lately too. Allen out to right center field. Hart in diving, and he kept the baseball in his glove for a spectacular catch by the right fielder. Oh, it's no runs, no hits, and a man stranded at second. It's 1-0 Astros. Holds the record for the most times with 200 or more hits. Well, we might think about Paul Molitor or Robin Yount.
Yeah, those guys would. The first ones come to mind, wouldn't they?
Cecil Cooper might be up there in that category. Who else?
I'm pretty good with that group right there.
Okay. One to nothing. The Astros lead it, and it's Will Nieves leading it off in the third inning for the Brewers, hitting .227. Jonathan Lucroy did the catching last night. Nieves is making his 8th start of the year. That's ball one to him with Randy Wolf waiting to hit next.
Brooks Kieschnick.
Brooks Kieschnick.
Don Money.
That's another one. 2 balls, no strikes.
Kind of like the Paul Molitor myself.
Yeah, he just had that nice short stroke. He simplified hitting, didn't he? To left field. Bourgeois started digging over toward the line, and he stopped, and it's out number 1. Let's see who was that 200 hit man the most times for the Brewers. Cecil Cooper.
Way to go, Coop.
Way to go, Coop.
Molitor did it twice. Braun has done it once. Randy Wolf has 1 hit so far this season, a double. Swings the bat well. Has 5 career homers. Ball 1.
Yeah, must have walked.
Yeah.
Too much, yeah.
Must have.
If you walk a ton, it's tough to do that.
There's a base hit for Wolf, his 2nd of the season, right between first and second base, and the Brewers get their 3rd of the night. Brings up Ricky Weeks. Astros have been in a bit of a drought. They haven't had a win from a starting pitcher since the 19th of April at New York when Wandy got his win. They're 0-5 as a group since then, but a lot of things factor into that. Weeks opened the game with a strikeout. Last year the Astros had a good record in the division, 45-33. Line shot. Bourne moving over. It's a hit. Wolf to second base on the single by Weeks. 2 men on with 1 out for Gomez now.
Since he dropped his hands, he's really turned the corner as a hitter. He used to keep him up around his, around his shoulder, kind of do the Gary Sheffield.
Sheffield thing, yeah.
Yeah. See how he keeps them, but then they go up after that.
That swing's a little flatter, though, isn't it, than it used to be?
Is.
It used to be it'd spend very little time in the strike zone. It's kind of a choppy.
Yeah, he's really turned the corner. He's become quite a good player and good hitter.
2 men on for Gomez, who struck out in the first inning.
Well, now it gets dicey. Just 1 out, 2 on, and after Gomez comes Braun and Fielder.
So we just get a double play right now. That's all we do.
Big cut there, and it's strike 1 for Gomez.
Whoever got Ricky Weeks to drop his hands, whoever the hitting coach was or whatever, he needs to buy him dinner.
Fly ball left. Bourgeois tracking it and catching it for out number 2. And now Braun, who doubled off that left field wall in the first inning. The 26 games the Brewers have played, he's been on base in every single one of them. Batting average .368. That is a huge month of April.
That's how you like to start off right there. Get a nice little cushion.
Yeah, if you start off hitting about 150 in April.
Yeah, that's tough. It wears on you, too.
There's ball 1.
Yeah, that's what some of our guys have, too. They haven't started off the way they wanted to, and you start pressing. I mean, you can't help yourself but look up at the board and see you're hitting, 180, 200, whatever, and you just start pressing. The game's a lot funner when you go up there and you see I'm hitting 368 with 10 bombs and 23 ribbies. That's nice.
That's ball right there.
And you can take a fastball right down the middle like that.
Wow.
You can let the game come to you.
Yeah, exactly.
He probably hopes it'll come to him again just like that. 1 ball, 1 strike. But the good hitters don't mind taking a very hittable pitch like that, do they?
Yeah, I did. Well, maybe I wasn't that good a hitter, but I mean, if I get a fastball down the middle with men in scoring position, I certainly want to try and take a whack at it. But as they say with Ryan Braun right now, he's in the zone. And he can do that, I guess, Brownie.
So when a guy's in the zone, now you have to pitch to him here. Well, you don't really, but you got fielder behind him, so probably going to. How do you go about disrupting his timing?
Throwing at his neck.
Okay. That works.
Throw him the Wandy yellow hammer. That's what he was looking for on 1-0. That's why he took that ball right down the middle.
Right.
He was looking for that hook.
Well, didn't he hit the hook off the Baltimore sign over there?
Yeah.
It's a good pitch right there. You take something off of something and put it on the outside part of the plate.
See Braun kind of getting up on his toes, leaning out that way a little bit now. So what do you do with that information if you're Wandy? To maybe throw a changeup out there in the same slot, or he likes to throw that curveball towards the back foot?
He's trying to go with the changeup. I think that'd be a good pitch. There it is.
Spoiled it.
Yep.
Still 2-2 to Ryan Braun.
And then if you're really desperate, and Wandy's not at that point because he still has good enough stuff, but then you start inventing stuff. I remember a game we were playing the Pirates years ago when I was with the Padres, and Bob Walk was pitching, and he started throwing Gary Sheffield eephus pitches. He made it up. He just started floating them up there.
Fly ball to left. Bourgeois. She's back for the catch, and in the 3rd inning, no runs, 2 hits. One of the hottest hitters in the majors hits a fly ball to left to end it and keep it at 1-0 Houston.
Nothing Astros here in the 3rd, and time now to introduce you to our progressive fans of the game. I've got Julie, Bob, and Will. They drove all the way in from Austin. I sent out a tweet looking for the fan of the game. These guys tweeted me just as fast as they could. You guys drove in from Austin. Tell us why you are such big Astro fans.
I've lived in Houston. I grew up in Houston and been going to Astros games since the early mid-'80s, and just still always watching Austin. When I lived in Dallas for a few years, always had to keep up. I couldn't be a Rangers fan, so when I get the opportunity to come down, it's a great ballpark. So.
And now I know you guys are both teachers, and you got Astros stuff all over your classrooms, correct?
Yep, got it all over my classroom, all over the house. A lot of my kids always sort of tease me about being an Astros fan, but I still like it, so it's all good.
All right, well, Jeff Bagwell is in the booth. I know you're a Jeff Bagwell fan as well. I know you've got a question for Jeff, so I'm going to let you ask him, and then I'm going to toss it back to you. But for now, you get the Progressive Fan of the Game bag, and you can go ahead and ask Jeff your question.
Hey, Jeff, what was your favorite memory during your career that didn't actually involve an actual baseball game?
Oh, wow. It didn't involve the baseball game.
Too often.
Yeah, I understand. Just my favorite memories are just the relationships that I've taken away from this game with of teammates. That's the favorite thing about baseball that I take away is I've met so many great people and just had such a good time, and hanging in the clubhouse and just talking about the game, talking about their families and stuff like that. It's what I take with my relationships that I still carry with me to this day.
Probably had a chance to meet a lot of neat non-baseball people too over the years. You were talking about the Bushes earlier, and
yeah,
plus some of the old Hall of Fame type guys would float around.
Yeah, I mean, all that kind of stuff is great, and and that's something that I never would have had a chance to do if it wasn't for baseball.
Angel Sanchez takes a strike, 1-1 after Bourgeois grounded out to short. Bouncer Wolf can't find it. Sanchez will get an infield hit. Got a glove on it, but then he was looking out, and it was behind him. 7-game hitting streak for Angel.
2 trips, 2 reaches, a walk, and a base hit off the paw of the Wolfman.
Those are one of the greatest feelings ever when you get hits like that. You know you're going to be out, and all of a sudden somebody can't find the ball or tips off the pitcher's glove.
Yeah, or hits the bag, a guy's positioned to make a play and hits the base and pops straight up in the air.
And it doesn't get any better than that.
Hunter Pence waiting for Wolf's 50th pitch of the game. He got an RBI reaching on an error earlier. Strike 1 to Hunter. So 21 runs batted in, a good start for Hunter in that department. This is game number 27 of the season. Be a nice pace to continue on for a while.
Sure would.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Hitters are funny, aren't they? Takes the fastball down the middle and decides to swing at the one over his neck. We are a special breed.
I'm not going to let him get away with that again. No way he's going to slip that piece of cheese by me. I'll be ready this time.
Exactly.
High with that one, and it's 1-2. You mentioned J.D. Wolf pitching so well coming into this game. 3 wins in the last 3 games. One of those 6 2/3 shutout innings at Pittsburgh, and then after that 6 shutout innings at Philadelphia to get that win.
Yeah, JR's home run, the only run he's given up in 3 starts.
Fly ball hits for left field. Ryan Braun in for it. You can just tell by the reaction of the outfielders that wind is moving the ball around a little bit.
Yeah, it's blowing pretty hard.
Flags are blowing straight up now.
Sure are. Yeah,
they were just slanting straight up.
That's why Wolfie's so successful right there. He's throwing his high fastball and all that, and he just flips up a curveball there. Probably 4 or 5 miles an hour slower than all the other ones he threw.
Yeah, he can get Oswalt-like with that slow hook. He can throw it up there about 64 miles an hour.
That's the way the recent games have gone. And that 1 run that you mentioned, he allowed the home run by Tolles.
10 punch-outs against Pittsburgh.
Yes. Impressive stuff. Now Carlos Lee. He popped up with runners at second and third and 1 out. What do you see with Carlos this season, Jeff?
Well, I'm not really sure. I haven't got a chance to watch him from the side as much. I just think his timing's off, really. I think sometimes he's trying to get it going too early. Sometimes he's trying to get it, and it's going too late. Excuse me. That's why you're seeing a lot of pop-ups and things like that. So I think his timing's off. And when you get a little older too, you got to make some adjustments. And Carlos is trying like heck. I know it's killing him that he's doing this, but the season's early, and I just think he needs to get his timing.
And he mentioned that the other day when he came out for early hitting. He said he just didn't feel that he was ready to hit.
Right, right. That's timing. And that's the whole key. He's got to get his front foot down before the ball is actually to the hitting zone, and then you can explode from there. And I think sometimes he doesn't get there in time. Just got Dave Clark right there.
4 balls, 2 strikes.
So he gets his front foot down, and then he can explode from there.
And you know, it's different for every hitter too, because some guys, the movement to get back and kind of loaded is very subtle. Other guys, there's a little bit more going on, and you saw in that one shot, he had a lot going on there, kind of rocking forward and then back.
Yes, I agree.
Popped up. Fielder over. And it's no runs, a hit, and a man left after 3, 1-0 Astros.
Lead as we head to the 4th. Chevy is proud to support youth baseball leagues in your local community. Go to ChevyBaseball.com for a chance at winning a home field makeover.
One nothing. The Astros lead it. Here's the 4th inning, and Prince Fielder taking strike 1. Carlos Lee robbed him of a hit, diving to his right with a runner at second to end the top of the 1st.
These are Fox Tracks. It's brought to you by Steele. Wanda gave him one to hit early. Boy, that first pitch right there, and then
apparently it's frowned upon to swing at the fastball down the middle.
Brett Wallace is available to play tonight, but has that hip injury from last night. Not serious, kind of a hip pointer from that jarring collision with Prince Fielder at first base. And Brad Mills said he could have played Wallace tonight and rested him tomorrow, but his thinking is he's a little banged up right now, so let's play him tomorrow, and then he'll have extra time before the next game Monday night. Fly ball into right center, and Hunter Pence moves over. This is a big-time collision at first base from last night.
It's the play we were talking about last week, Baggy, the first baseman reaching into the base runner. A little bit different there. He was airborne and took the charge.
Oh, that's some big bodies right there.
Yeah. Change of direction, not really an option for Prince once he gets ahead of steam going.
Wally spiked the ball, too.
Yeah.
Like he just scored a touchdown.
He sure did. Up the right field line, slicing away from Hunter Pence into the seats.
I don't know if you guys saw that. Something I'm proud of Prince for that. He just popped up a ball to to right center right there, and I just watched him out of the box, how hard he ran. Just don't see that all the time. It should happen, but it was a pleasure to watch that, especially from a superstar type player.
True. 1 ball, 1 strike. He plays hard.
Now he's going with busting right there.
Yeah, and you're right. It's one of those things that players should do all the time. And I would imagine there was some conversation with the way the wind's blowing in this series. A reminder, hey, guys, make sure you run them out because you never know with that wind.
That's out toward right center field. Michael Bourne is calling for it. 2 outs. Michael made quite a catch last night out on Towles Hill. Cloudy day. Humidity has come back after 2 gorgeous nights, the previous 2.
Oh, it's coming.
Maybe some rain will come. That's what everybody's looking
needs some
for.
so bad.
Badly. Corey Hart takes a ball 1. And we have 2 guys here, Baggy, Hart and Barmas, and they both sat out until this week, and that's probably going to be requiring a little while to get their timing going.
No, there's no doubt. You got to get acclimated to, just to playing baseball again. It's one thing to go down to Double-A and get some, a couple swings off of that, but once you get back into this atmosphere, when this stuff counts, it's tough, and your time is not going to be there, so it's just going to take some time. Hopefully it's going to take him a little bit more time than normal.
53 pitches for Wandy. Two and two. We saw the shot of Nelson Figueroa in the bullpen. The roles have been switched, and he is now in the bullpen. And Anuri Rodriguez will be moving from the bullpen into the starting rotation and will start Tuesday night at Cincinnati. Line drive right field, and that's a hit. Hart is aboard, and the Brewers have scattered 5 hits throughout.
Chance to get Anuri Rodriguez a few starts, see how he does in that starter's role. And Figgy's got plenty of experience working out of the bullpen, and the way that bullpen has been worked this year, it gives Brad Mills kind of a rubber-armed guy that you can go to time and again and give you 2-3 innings if need be on a given night. And that's it's not the sexiest job out there, but it's important.
And that's what he can do too, JD. He can throw every single night. It doesn't bother him.
Betancourt. Varmus gets in front of it, gets it on to second to Sanchez for the forced play on Hart. No runs, a hit, a runner stranded. Wandy and the Astros lead it 1-0 in the 4th.
Minute Maid Park and join us for the Pink in the Park brunch and bazaar here at Minute Maid on Friday, May 13th. Mix and mingle with Astros players, mothers, and wives during the brunch beginning at 12:30 in Union Station lobby. Visit Astros.com for more details and to purchase tickets. Guys, I know all three of you are starting to think about Mother's Day, aren't you?
We always do this time of year, Patty. Absolutely. And we've been talking constantly about that royal wedding all day long.
I'm not quite sure which one to believe more. If I remember correctly, last year we had this discussion. It sparked the debate whether once your kids are gone, you even have to think about Mother's Day for your wife. And Brownie, I think you led that charge.
Oh, well.
Brownie drew a very distinct line in the sand there.
Yeah, it's just what I've been told, Patty, by the experts.
Yeah, but I like to consider myself the expert, and I think I told you entirely the opposite.
Oh, I do forget. Yeah, you're right.
Conveniently.
CJ with a drive to center field. Gomez backing. One out here in the fourth inning. And it's J.R. Tolles next. It'll be a very interesting year for J.R. with this playing time he's getting now. Last year, you might say, was a wasted season. He went to the minor leagues. He broke his thumb. He was out most of the year. But now getting this chance with the Jason Castro injury, offensively, he's had some good games.
Yeah, he really has. And, you know, good for him. He's getting another opportunity. He's had about 2 or 3 opportunities already, and he's taking advantage of this one right now. So, you know, him and Q, they will split some time, and he should get a fair number of at-bats.
Yeah, I would imagine somewhere in the recesses of his mind this winter, he was thinking, my days in this organization may be over. It might be time to move on. And then Castro got hurt. Now he's gotten this opportunity, and he's making the most of it. And it's going to be interesting if he continues to have these good at-bats, how Brad partitions the playing time, because Q's been getting the lion's share of it, but the way he's swinging the bat.
Like that.
Right on cue, JB.
Thundering line drive off the left field wall. Kicks out to Braun. Braun's got to play at second. In head first. Tolles has a double.
Pete Rose right there. Yeah. You see that?
Braun played it well, but Tolles gets his second double of the season.
Up the walk. This ball's cutting in on him, and he just unloads on it. And JR runs halfway decent.
He got off the ground there.
A little Superman working.
3 hits for the Astros. Now Clint Barmas. He popped a second earlier. Pitcher on deck. Reaches for that one and fouls it away. Interesting dynamic here, because at shortstop the Astros have gotten excellent production from Angel Sanchez. Now Barmas comes back. He's had 4 rehab games in the minor leagues. Been out about a month with a broken hand. And you don't expect instant offense from him, but he's a very good glove man.
Yeah, you don't expect him to come back and all of a sudden carry the load as, you know, your offensive stalwart. But
Corey Hart in right. 2 outs.
he'll work his way back in, get some at bats, see some pitches. It's a process. I mean, that's why they have spring training.
It's also, as you know, Jeff, for a guy moving to a new organization, there is some change factor there for him, trying to settle in this uniform, and he's had to wait a month to do that.
Yeah, and then so some added pressure there every once in a while, because you're thinking, I do want to prove myself to these guys that I'm worthy to be the starting shortstop, and that can wear on you a little bit, but you just gotta relax and just get your at bats. Put your work in. It's tough when you come back with a broken hand too, because I know it hurts. It has to hurt. So he's got both of those things going against him.
Strike to Wandy. We mentioned he had 2 hits off Wolf last Sunday. If he gets another one, J.R. Tolles should be able to score on it. Tap to second base. Mickey Weeks over to first. And it's no runs, a hit, and a man left. It's 1-0 after 4. Sports Houston is brought to you by AT&T and by Southwest Airlines. New Rapid Rewards. On this Saturday night with the wind howling out to left field, it is, of course, a 1-0 ball game through 4. So the hitters have not been able to really get a ball up into that breeze to take advantage of it. And we credit Wandy Rodriguez and Randy Wolf. Fans enjoying that breeze here. Next to last game of the homestand. Tomorrow, probably the roof will be closed for a Sunday afternoon game.
Ronnie, would you say that Wandy and Wandy are not worried about the wind?
Yes, I would, Baba Wawa.
Wow.
That was good.
This is where we're going with this, huh?
You can chime right in anytime.
No, I'm good.
Go ahead.
Okay.
By the way, I did go over and check with Francisco and Alex, and he said those guys in Toronto are all wet.
Good.
It's you now. It's not Junel.
Okay, well, they are close to Niagara Falls, so maybe that's what's going on. Nieves takes ball 1. Nieves hit a fly ball to left. His first time to the plate. Kyle Drabek lost to the Yankees and A.J. Burnett this afternoon.
Been going along pretty good, though. Drabek,
Yes.
young Kyle, 23 years of age. And I think Toronto had won all of his starts prior to today. He's now 2-1 with a 4.45. Only lasted 2 1/3 today. Might have been a little amped up facing that Yankee team in Yankee Stadium.
Well, there's that possibility, certainly. Carlos diving again. A replay. That's out number 1.
Wow.
He's not El Caballo, he's El Gato.
El Gato over there.
Similar to the one he made in the first on Fielder.
Had him well off the line and paid off. Wandy got to make sure you bust on over there. He did.
That's the old thinking is if I'm not getting any hits, nobody else is getting any hits either.
It's a good way to approach it. Brad Mills said he checked back, and last year, on the last day of April, Carlos had 5 runs batted in for the season. And right now he has 15. Randy Wolf fouls it back, strike 1. He singled to right in the 3rd inning.
See, that's Brad. Brad's always looking. His glass is half full.
That's right.
Yep.
Wolfie just stood up on that one, taking all the way, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
That's what I kept saying today, Jimmy, but I ran out of holes. Oh, this hole would be better. No.
If I can just make 4 birdies in a row.
Don't think I didn't think that
I'll get
once.
to my 32 points.
Yeah. The boys at Lochinvar were laughing at me when I came in. You stink, Bagwell.
That's a big challenge in sports. Turning the page on a bad hole or a bad shot or bad at bat or
it's just like hitting. You just got to move past it and get to the next one.
Yeah.
Just ask Kevin Na.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
15 or 16?
16. 16 on number 9. He ended up shooting 80. Even had a
That's
nice
amazing.
round.
That's the amazing thing.
Strikeout of Wolf. 3rd strikeout for Wandy. Spins one up there. And now it's Weeks, who struck out and single to center field.
Steele walk up to home plate real slow right here. Give your pitcher some time to get back in there. Take his helmet off. Get some water. And then he'll swing the first pitch. Like, okay, you saved me 3 seconds. Thank you.
Well, that's the thing, right? If you walk up real slow, that clears you to swing at the first pitch, right?
Right. And as a pitcher, you're sitting there. He's not going to swing at the first pitch because he's going to protect his pitcher. Yeah. Whack. He took it.
Strike 1 to Weeks. Battle of lefties.
I always thought about that too. When the first somebody come back and say, well, "I took that pitch because the first 2 guys swung at the first pitch." What are you doing? You're saving the pitcher.
Right, 30 seconds
at most. I mean, that's not going. He'd rather have you hit a home run or a double.
Yeah, go ahead and hit one off the wall.
Yeah,
I'll be good with that.
Wolf seems to be up against it tonight. Wandy bounces that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Job. Blocked that with his armpit. Good job right there.
We had an email question for you, Jeff, about Brett Wallace. Can't remember the name of the guy who sent it in, but we get a moment here. It's 1 and 2, 2 outs, so it might be the next inning. Somebody wanted to know what you thought of Brett's adjustments that he has made this season since last year. And the results have been spectacular, as you know.
Yeah, I just think he's staying through the ball more. You know, a lot of the hits that I've seen him get now are going the opposite way, and he's driving the ball the other way. So I think he's staying through the ball instead of staying around the ball. Making a conscious effort with that. Him and Barney are working hard just to stay up the middle. And you know, when you start to be able to hit the ball the other way and with some authority, especially in this ballpark, you're only going to get better.
And then and specifically, he said, how can Brett Wallace develop more loft and hit with more power? Speaking to your experience, when you came to the league as a high average hitter and then turned into a home run hitter.
Yeah, I hit 15, 18, and 21, I think, my first 3 years. It just takes time to learn how to hit with power and to get the backspin and stay through the ball. And I think Wally's making an adjustment and doing a good job.
So you don't think he necessarily needs to make any specific mechanical move or
no, I don't
swing?
think so. I think it's just going to take some time. I mean, obviously the guy's got legs the size of tree trunks. When he gets into his legs and learns how to drive the ball a lot with a little bit more consistency, I mean, I think it's just going to happen. But the most important thing is to become a good hitter first, and then you can go to your power.
He had decent power numbers in the minor leagues.
Yeah, they were bad.
Farmer's charging, throwing on the run. Accurate play. A 1-2-3 fifth. Wandy gets his first 1-2-3 inning of the night and leads it 1-0.
Nothing Astros, and from Aldine Nimitz to the University of Houston, now a Houston Astro, Michael Bourne is living the dream playing Major League Baseball in his hometown. Don't miss his fascinating story Tuesday at 5 p.m. only on Fox Sports Houston. Guys.
Thanks, Patty. And Michael Bourne leads the majors in steals right now with 11. Has not been thrown out. He's behind here 0-2 with the Astros up 1-0. He's 0 for 2 in this game. Corey Hart made a good play on his fly ball in the second. And this time a line shot caught by Betancourt.
It's a good piece of hitting right there to take that curveball and hit it over that way too.
Yeah, pretty stroke, huh? Good timing by Betancourt. Supposed to be rewarded for that approach.
You are, yeah. Jason Bourgeois got an infield hit, stole second, stole third, scored. And this line drive heads for the left field corner and rolls to where he can get a double easily. And that was a nice call on the part of Brad Mills, putting Bourgeois in the starting lineup. He's 2 for 3, and that's his first double of the year.
And when you look at the Astros and what they've done against Randy Wolf in their careers individually, just about everybody has struggled against Randy. It's not a bad idea to mix it up a little bit. The one guy with good numbers against him is Quintero, but Toles catches Wandy, so that was out. Unless you wanted Q to go out there and play the outfield, that might have been fun.
Not so much.
Now it's Angel Sanchez, who has walked, and he got that hit off Wolf's glove to extend his hitting streak to 7 games. Ball 1. You know, interesting that Bourgeois is a leadoff type hitter, hitting in the second spot in the order. Michael Bourne has not been able to reach base tonight, so Bourgeois in effect a second leadoff man. He's really paid off with his speed in this number 2 spot. He draws a look from Wolf.
That's what they used to do in St. Louis when they hit the pitcher 8th. They figured they'd get 2 leadoff guys in a row.
That's a good point. A lot of number 2 hitters aren't that speedy.
No.
Hunter Pence on deck.
And Wandy's pitching a heck of a game, but with all the firepower the Brewers have, it would be a good idea to score a couple more points there. Just one swing of the bat.
Yeah.
Fielder so far off the line at first allows Weeks to pay a lot of attention to Bourgeois there, because Sanchez hits that ball the right side a lot. And you'd be hesitant to expose that hole, but Big Prince is way over there helping to plug it up. See how far off the line Prince is.
I think Sanchez can't hit one down the first baseline for us.
Yeah.
Trying now.
1-2. Interesting to watch his back foot, Jeff, on a pitch like that. It's almost like he uses a drop step sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, he's just trying so hard to stay through the middle and stay the opposite way that, you know, kind of gets going forward, but he's trying to stay back in the same thing, and I think his foot just kind of slips out from under him. And even when you get forward, what he's trying to do is just keep his hands back, and that's what you have to do. Even if you get out there a little bit, if you keep your hands back, you always got a chance.
Bourgeois takes off for third, and there's a foul ball.
Bougie's having some fun out there today.
If you watch the hockey playoffs, they always talk about the guys with the fresh legs flying around the ice. That's Jason.
Really aggressive player, and sometimes the part-time guys are a little reluctant to be that aggressive. But he is not afraid of making a mistake. And that plays into his game.
I think his manager turns him loose. You know, I think that's a lot of it. Millsy tells these guys, go play, have fun, get after it. I want you to be aggressive. And if you had some old stodgy guy been managing about 30 years and kind of that stern personality, I don't know if a bench guy would play with that kind of reckless abandon and feel comfortable doing it.
Yeah, because if he messes up, then he feels like he's never going to play again.
The doghouse is buried, Well,
I had Bougie's speed, too. I'd be running all over the place myself.
Is it a little bit easier to steal third with a left-handed pitcher on the mound?
Yeah. When they say third base is the easiest one to steal. And that's generally because you don't see that many slide steps to home when there's a guy on second. You'll see some more on first base, but you don't see it. You don't really see it. And the other good thing is, if you're watching his glove, you can see if he's going to throw a curveball. So if you know he's throwing a curveball, you can see how he's holding the ball. You know, obviously that's the pitch you want to steal on. So I think that can help you out too. Same with a split finger grip. But that's what I used to try and do, is just to pick up what pitch he was going to throw at second base and then pick that time to go. So right when he comes set right there, you can see if he's throwing a curveball or a changeup.
Comes back to strike out Sanchez.
Change it.
Yeah, but you see his hand in the back of his glove.
Yeah, you can see the big hand.
Yeah.
That's 2 strikeouts, and now it's Hunter Pence. Hunter's 0 for 2, but he has an RBI. Cloudy night in Houston. Two-out knock right here could go a long way for Wandy Rodriguez. Off the end of the bat up the right field line. Fielder running hard over there. Tries the over the shoulder, but he can't get there. The Astros are hitting .303 with men in scoring position. That's second best in the league.
Now, Prince can go. Gets his power from his dad, gets his speed from his mom. His mom was a sprinter.
Up and in tonight, the Astros are 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. 1-1. Pence and Sanchez at second and third in the first inning with 1 out. Failed to get them home after scoring the run. It's 2 balls and a strike.
That was the pitch, not that pitch, the pitch before that, the fastball up and in was the pitch was very difficult to lay off. When I used to face him a while back, and it still is. It's a pitch that looks like it's very hittable, and you just can't seem to catch up to it. And he gets a lot of pop-ups on those pitches.
There is a pop-up. Is he one of those guys, kind of like JD with the upper body? It's kind of tough to pick him up.
Yeah, and we were talking about that in the opening. And I hope everybody understood what I was saying. Is a lot of times you can look up at the radar gun. The radar gun will say 87, 88, but you got to swing at it like it's 92. It just gets on you. It's just one of those guys that the ball gets on. Rick Helling was a guy that was the same kind of thing. You thought you were right on it, and then you're running down the first baseline because you just popped it up to the second baseman. Person and all that kind of stuff, but that's the kind of thing you got to swing for something a little bit harder.
Now 3-2 to Hunter. Carlos Lee on deck.
Got a struggling hitter on deck and a base open. Doesn't have to give in. Knows Hunter likes to swing the bat.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's a big fastball here.
Yeah, if it is, it'd probably be up.
Yes.
They're going to chase something out of the zone.
Yep. Strikeout number 3 for Wolf. And in the 5th, it's no runs a hit, a runner stranded, 1-0 Astros. Anderson Cancer Center, making cancer history. In 1961, on April 30th, Willie Mays goes deep 4 times at Milwaukee's County Stadium in a Giants 14-4 win over the Brewers. And he could have done it a 5th time, but he was left on deck. The 3rd out was made. 4 home run game for Willie Mays.
How many times that been done, Brownie?
Ooh, 4 homers. I'm going to have to check on that. Gomez.
It's been a few times.
As a check swing call, and Adrian Johnson ruled ball 1.
I think Mike Cameron did it.
No, hard-hitting Mark Whitten did it.
Yeah.
That is rare. One ball, 1 strike. Baggy's gone deep 3 times.
Yeah. But I was left on deck for my 4th.
Yeah, there you go.
Were you?
No. I just kidding.
Wanted out to Wandy.
That was perfect.
Perfect for Wandy to turn it into out number 1. Now, what about after you hit your 3rd one? Did you have another at bat after that?
I might have.
Okay.
I did not when I did it in Chicago, and I went 0 for my first 3, and then I hit 3 home runs after that.
How about that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how that possibly could happen. That's why you just got to keep swinging. You never know what can happen.
Ryan Braun ripped a double to left and hit a fly ball to left. Florida 1, Cincinnati nothing. Middle of the 4th at Cincinnati. Josh Johnson.
Lou Gehrig. Pat Siri. Not familiar with that name.
No.
Rocky Colavito, Mike Cameron, Carlos Delgado. In the American League, National League, Bobby Lowe, Ed Delahanty. That's in the Wayback Machine. Chuck Klein, Gil Hodges. Whoop.
Line shot left field corner again, and off the wall again. Bourgeois steams a throw into second, but it's wide. And another double for Braun. His 2nd of the night and 3rd of the year.
Pinging balls off that wall.
Nobody's getting it up enough for a home run today.
That one done by Ed Delahanty was probably all inside the. Well, there was no fences back there, was
Yeah,
there?
it could be.
Yeah, Chuck Klein, Gil Hodges, Joe Adcock, Mays, Mike Schmidt, Bob Horner, hard-hitting Whitten, and Sean Green.
Oh, yeah,
That's
Sean
right.
Green.
He did it in Milwaukee. So we came in right after that.
Okay. Fielder the batter. He's 0 for 2. Braun at 2nd and 1 out. 6 hits for Milwaukee. Broken bat. It goes over the mound. Barma's charging. And with a quick throw, he got the out.
Wow. There was a whole lot going on for. It's going to go in your scorebook as just a 6-3 put out, but there was a whole lot going on there.
Yes,
Even
was.
Prince can laugh at that one. Wow.
That went definitely farther than the ball.
It also made it close.
He did.
Hey, when that ball goes over the pitcher's head, you're smelling a hit every single time. I promise you.
Casey McGee with Braun at 3rd. Looks at ball 1. Barmas could not mishandle that ball in any way and get it out. He had a long way to come to get to it. That's just in that base hit area right behind the mound.
Exactly.
Big confrontation here as Braun was able to move to 3rd.
1-1. It sure is. Means you have to think about bouncing a curveball. With Josh Johnson going for Florida tonight and leading 1-0 in the 4th. He has a shot at pitcher of the month.
That game's over.
Oh, it is? Yeah, you're right. It is.
ERA is below 1 now.
Ooh.
How about Weaver over there with Anaheim?
Yeah.
Was 6-0 with an 0.90 something?
Yeah.
He's throwing harder now, too. I watched him on TV.
1-2. Wandy has a little working room here on McGee. Cleveland's batting in the bottom of the 9th, tied with Detroit 2-2. The Tribe 17-8.
They've won 11 in a row in their home ballpark. Fans are going nuts. It's like that movie Major League, right? In Cleveland, they're all going
right.
crazy.
Wandy's thrown 82 pitches.
You think Charlie Sheen's people have gotten a hold of Cleveland and say, hey, you want Charlie to come in and want the Wild thing to make an appearance or two?
Sure they have.
I don't know if they're called for Charlie Sheen, though.
He took BP with the Cougars when he was here a few nights ago.
Did he really? I'd like to hear some stories.
Apparently he just loves baseball. He was trying to take BP here on the field for the Cardinals, and they couldn't set it up in time.
Real big Cincinnati Red fan.
Okay.
Why not set it up in time? Charlie Sheen? Come on.
That's a good question. Yeah. There may have been too many layers of bureaucracy.
Yeah, maybe so.
Swing and a miss. And Wandy strikes out McGee to preserve his 1-0 lead in the 6th. Hands of the game comes from Carlos Lee. Here's a shot. He dives to his right. And Prince Fielder is out in the 1st inning. And then now he is at the plate looking at ball 1 in the bottom of the 6th inning. He is 0 for 2. Popped up twice. And then another similar play on Nieves. Now Carlos with a liner to center, and Gomez tried to make the play. And Gomez got there, and that is out number 1. Sliding catch by the center fielder.
There's the look of exasperation, right?
Yeah.
Going bad, and you finally center one, and the guy makes a play on you.
It's unbelievable how it works. It really is. Going good. He drops that ball, pops out of his glove. Hit a ground ball back to the pitcher. He doesn't know where it is. You get a knock. Hitting 190, hit a line drive, and it's right at somebody.
And Chris Johnson, 2 fly ball outs in this game. It's a fastball, and there's strike 1.
Apparently looking for a hook right there.
Must have been. Cubs got a homer from Alfonso Soriano, his 10th to tie Braun for the major league lead. Little tap to short. Betancourt lays back. Only alarm to take care of out number 2.
Would you say he had the 10th?
Soriano. Yeah.
He had 2 yesterday.
He did. And that's Garza for the Cubs and Kennedy for the D-backs. Tied 1-1 in the 2nd in Arizona. Both those clubs are 11 and 14. So 2 outs quickly here for Wolf. And it's J.R. Tolles, who has walked and doubled.
Pitching is the order of the day. San Francisco 2-1 over Washington final. Philly 2-1 over the Mets final. St. Louis 3-2 over the Braves final.
I saw CJ donating his gloves to the fans.
Yeah, time to get rid of them.
There it is. Those have no hits in them.
Remember the game in Chicago when Turk Wendell threw his glove into the crowd? Yeah.
Out into left center field. Gomez races over for this one. And it was only a 7-pitch inning for Randy Wolf. He keeps the score 1-0 Astros through 6. Fox Sports Houston is brought to you by Steel. Visit SteelDealers.com. And by Jack in the Box. Get anything on the menu any time of day. Cloudy skies out in the distance. Inside, a nice 1-0 ball game through 6 with the wind blowing out strongly to left. So it's Rodriguez and Wolf dueling, and it's the 7th inning with Corey Hart leading it off. He's 1 for 2. Strike 1 for Wandy, who struck out 4, and he has not walked a man. He's thrown 85 pitches in the game.
Dandy of a changeup right there for strike 1. So,
another one.
Yeah, let me ask you this one, Baggy. You shook curve, shook fastball, and then finally threw the changeup. As a hitter, when you see a guy, does that get any information from that? Do you start to guess along with the pitcher if he shakes a couple? Do you think he's going to his third best pitch, or
probably not thinking you're going to third best? But I would think that you would probably start to guess with him. And Wandy generally doesn't throw that many changeups where you're thinking he's going to shake to his changeup. Maybe you start thinking that he's shaking location. He doesn't want it away. He wants it in.
How in tune do you in the course of a game where you to patterns on yourself and then patterns on other hitters? Did you know the guy likes to throw a
there's no doubt
2-0 changeup or 1-1, and do you start to sit on those pitches?
Yes, there's no doubt about that. And that's kind of the thing that I try to convey to our younger hitters in our minor league, and even the big league guys. Is just watch the game, and you will see some patterns. All that being said, the above average pitchers don't have patterns.
Yeah.
Like when I faced this, I say above average Hall of Fame guy, Greg Maddux pitched me different every single at bat. There's nothing I could really sit on in any particular. Maybe 2-2. I knew I was probably going to get a changeup at some point. And of course, once I guessed changeup, then he threw me a fastball in, and I was done. But you can definitely see patterns.
And would you ever go into an at bat and just say, "I'm just going to sit on a pitch"?
Yes.
And so that's why you end up taking some pitches that look hittable, but you're just looking for one pitch.
I mean, you just kind of. They say guessing. I don't know if it's guessing. If you have some sort of plan behind it.
Chris Johnson gets Betancourt 2 outs.
More like a hunch or
Yeah, it's like a hunch.
Yeah.
And when you're going good, your hunch is always right.
Yeah.
And when you're going bad, like say Carlos or Chris Johnson right now, their hunch is never right.
Troy Hawkins warming up. Pitcher spot would come up next if Nieves got on base here in the 7th. Nieves has not been on base. He's 0 for 2.
And the other thing you guys are doing, you're hanging out in the dugout and you're watching the pitcher and you're looking for any little tell in his delivery, his windup that's just going to tip whether he's going to throw breaking ball or fastball.
There's no doubt. I remember facing Matt Clement. Matt Clement would always drop down on his. He'd drop down on his slider. He'd be more over the top on his fastball. Jose Contreras, when we faced him in the World Series, did the same thing. He threw his fastball, more of a sidearm, and he threw his split over the top more. So I mean, you kind of get a sense of what's going on. And you, as a player, hopefully you're talking to your teammates and saying, "Do you see the same thing I'm seeing?" Some guys do, some guys don't. But I always try to find any edge I could possibly find.
Brandon Boggs is on deck with a pitcher spot due up next. Paid attendance 26,514. 2 balls and a strike. Colorado got 4 in the 2nd, leads Pittsburgh 4-1 after 3. Andrew McCutchen hit his 5th for the Buccos. Chris Iannetta his 3rd for the Rockies. Third cuts in a little bit for ball 3, and it's 3-1.
Well, do we want Wandy to walk him right here so that we can get Wolf out of the game?
Out of the game?
Maybe. Yeah. The way this game's going. Liner caught by Sanchez. It's a 1-2-3 7th inning. The fans will get up for the stretch with the score 1-0 Houston.
Seventh, Astros with the only run on the board. And be sure to take the Astros with you wherever you go this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv tonight to see every Astros game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit Astros.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. Bill?
Thanks, Patty. Wandy Rodriguez is in the on-deck circle. Nobody warming up in the Houston bullpen. 1-0 Houston. Clint Farmas leading it off. And that one goes foul for strike 1. Randy Wolf due to lead off the next inning. Farmas has popped to second and fly to right.
My guess is that Randy Wolf will not be leading off the next inning.
Well, he continues his work of pitching very well. Braun over into the corner and right there with room. for the first out. Now it is Wandy who put down that sac bunt in the second and grounded out in the fourth inning. Astros pitchers came into this game hitting .319 as a group.
And no reason to pinch hit here the way Wandy's going along and given the recent struggles for the bullpen.
Little tap. Nieva spins. 2 outs.
You see, that goes back to what I was saying. Once you think that you might get a hit, how fast you run down to first base.
Yeah, even Wandy, even a pitcher.
Yeah, when he got jammed, hit the ball to the first baseman and wherever, he wasn't running. He wasn't running like this.
Yeah,
watch him run here.
Yeah.
Okay, I might get a hit. Oh my God, I gotta go, gotta go, gotta go.
2 outs, and it's Michael Bourne. He's 0 for 3.
Now, if I'm a pitcher, I'm throwing first pitch here right down the middle.
Yep. After that sprint.
And he did not throw a cutter or whatever.
I remember making that sprint down the first base line thinking maybe I'd get a hit. And I'd be out by a step. And I think, hey, I made that close. And then they told me in the dugout, well, the guy did like 3 crow hops. Read the league president's name on the ball and decided to throw it.
Bourne bunts through that one.
I got so mad one time. Royce Clayton used to, whenever he used to catch it, he used to get rid of it so quick. I hit a hard ball to him or whatever happened. I think he threw me out before the double line. I was so mad at him. He got to first base the next thing. I said, don't you ever do that to me again. Let me get almost there.
Yeah. 4 steps out of the box and you're making a right turn.
like, what was that?
Strike 3, and that's the 7th inning. So Randy Wolf pitches that extra frame before coming out for the pinch hitter. It only takes him 7 pitches to go 1, 2, 3 and keep the score 1-0 Houston. Be pinch hitting for Randy Wolf with the score 1-0 Houston. Wolf retired the last 8 men he faced, and once again tonight was really tough for the Astros hitters to solve, keeping his club squarely in this game, giving up only a first inning run on a tapper to third base. 7 innings of 4-hit 1-run baseball, walking 2, fanning 4. Could still be the winning pitcher. Boggs, who homered as he was in the starting lineup on Sunday against Wandy Rodriguez in Milwaukee, will lead it off. Cameron Lowe is warming up for the Brewers. Boggs, formerly with the Texas Rangers, a switch hitter.
His first home run in the big leagues in a little while. Decent minor league power numbers.
Boggs is 1 for 9 this season, 0 for 3 as a pinch hitter.
Ron Renicky has only 4 extra men on his bench, and one of those, Jonathan LaCroix, his other catcher. He also has Mark Kotze and Craig Counsell, the veterans, left-handed hitters.
Brewers have not been shut out in a game this season, nor had the Astros before last night when Milwaukee shut them out 5-0. CJ not too far from the bag at third, and there's ball 1 to Boggs.
Good pitch there. It's around the plate a little bit.
Yeah, must be.
2 balls, no strikes. Wolf threw 96 pitches, 65 were strikes. Showing bunt. Boggs takes a strike, and it's 2-1 for Wandy Rodriguez. He's going to be throwing his 100th pitch on the next one. And there's low. Wandy threw 126 last time out.
That's a pretty big number in today's game.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
That was a career high for Wandy last time.
Showing no ill effects here tonight.
That was
the pitch count obviously is worth paying attention to, but I think it's just if you have high pitch count games one after another, you stack them together, and you tend to see a little bit of a decline, maybe for a start or two. But I don't, one high pitch count game shouldn't be an issue.
Unless your name is Roy Halladay.
yeah. I think you just...
Close pitch, 3-2. The 126 for Wandy last time out was the high by an Astro since Roy Oswalt threw that many on June 19th of 2009 at Minnesota. Third ball, top foul.
Fouled off a tough pitch right there.
He really did.
Would guys cheat up in the box a little bit? And a guy like Wandy with that good curveball?
Well, as we talked about earlier, Jimmy, you're saying how his fastball sneaks up on you.
Yeah,
just like that, getting beat by that, right? Strikeout number 6. Here's the night for Wandy.
Started off punching out Weeks and Gomez back to back to get things started. And he hasn't slowed down much. Effective use of the curveball and climbing the ladder occasionally with the fastball. A little help from the friends with the double play. Good change. Using them all. That'll go the distance.
2 relievers are warming up. Mark Melanson, the right-hander, and Fernando Abad, the lefty. Strike 1 to Weeks.
Well, if he can really start harnessing that changeup, it's going to make him such more effective pitcher. Not that he already isn't, but I mean that pitch right there. That's you got to be real good to do something with that.
Fouled away, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. Gomez on deck. Braun is 2 for 3 with 2 doubles against Wandy tonight, and so he may not be allowed to face him. Depends on the situation probably at this point.
Yeah, these are tough calls for a manager if it gets to that point. Wandy's going along nicely here, and still obviously plenty strong. His location is good. So if you make a move, you bring Melanson in to face Braun, then you've got to bring Abad in to face Fielder if the inning continues.
One and two to Reggie Weeks.
Wandy'd rather not deal with any of it. Just get this guy and get the next guy.
And then Bourgeois, Sanchez, and Pence come up in the bottom half against the Brewer bullpen. Fly ball out to left center. Bourgeois settles in. 2 outs. Now Gomez. Gomez 0 for 3 tonight. Tried to bunt last time up. And he bunted right back to the pitcher. Detroit and Cleveland go to the 11th. They're tied 2-2. Miguel Cabrera hit his 7th. Carlos Lee moves in a couple steps now. And Chris Johnson's even with the bag at third. Ball to Gomez. Former Minnesota Twin. It's 2-0 for Wandy. At 110 pitches now. Oh. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Sitting on a fastball there.
Now 2-2.
When you talk about an equalizer, 2 ball, no strike count. Ryan Braun on deck. So the hitter's thinking, he's got to come after me with a heater. He has such confidence in his curveball. Snaps one off and one more. Now he's 2-2.
Now full count to Gomez. Curveball line to left center field in the alley. Extra bases Gomez. He is rounding second and holding there with the double. Now he's going to go to third. Barmas with the throw to Johnson.
Thank you very much.
So much. Wow. What a bonehead play. Slight mishandle by Barmas, but a quick recovery and a good throw to CJ for the final out.
Barmas set him up, Brownie. Set him up.
A double by Gomez. Gomez had stopped at second base. The throw came in from the outfield, and you'll see Gomez then decided, as Barmas was picking up the ball, he would try to stretch it and get to third. Barmas threw him out.
Yeah, we talked about this last night with Gomez, a very gifted athlete, but he makes a lot of mistakes on the bases and in the field. And there are times when you want to try to take advantage of that bobble and be aggressive, but down a run, 2 outs. Ryan Braun coming up.
Yeah, and you're already in scoring position.
Yeah, you're already there. I mean, he's safe.
There he is. CJ was getting out of the way.
But you don't want to leave that up to the umpire.
Huge out in this game with Braun ready to hit next. And now with the score 1-0, it's former Astro LaTroy Hawkins coming in for the bottom of the 8th inning. He had surgery on his right shoulder during the offseason. He's pitched only 3 times coming back from that, JD.
Yeah, you know, LaTroy, man, he's been around forever. Came up with the Twins as a starting pitcher back in '95. Still can rush it up there pretty good.
Jason Bourgeois takes his first pitch, and it's ball 1. Bourge 2 for 3 tonight. Brandon Lyons warming up for Houston. Hawkins pitched on Wednesday against Cincinnati, a scoreless 7th inning in that game, giving up a hit. Came off the DL April 21st. Line foul.
Doesn't quite have the 95, 96 anymore.
No.
But of course he's coming back from surgery too. So
he may build up.
He was saying last night he's not quite there yet, but he's getting there. Did a lot of rehabbing over the winter, of course, after the surgery. Really enjoyed his time here. Continues to live in North Texas, Frisco. Bouncer. Shortstop Betancourt. 1 out. Well, with Lyon getting ready, it'll be Braun, Fielder, and McGee in the 9th inning for Milwaukee.
Of course it will. They're trying to pick this 1-run game. You know, you always have to go through the heart of the order, it seems.
You know that. Line warming up. Meanwhile, maybe it'll not be 1-0. Sanchez is 1 for 2 with a walk. Hunter Pence on deck. Bouncer Ricky Weeks. Over Fielder, 2 outs. And it's Hunter Pence who's 0 for 3. He has the only RBI tonight. A ground ball to third in the 1st inning. He reached on the error. Wandy with a clean pitching line. Shutout ball for 8. No walks. Carlos Lee on deck. The Brewers about hit the Astros 7-4. Milwaukee's made the only error in the game. And that is the difference right now. Bouncer up the middle. Weeks crossing over. Backhands. Jump throw. Throws it too strongly and past the first baseman. Goes out of play, and Hunter Pence will get to second base. It's a hit and an error.
Brewers came into this game having made just 8 errors all year. And here's their second one.
I'm not sure even if he would have got him anyway.
Yeah, I don't think
that's the one where you got to know who's running.
Yeah.
Brewers have made only 10 errors. That's the fewest in the National League. Carlos Lee comes to the plate. He's 0 for 3. Now Weeks had to go a long way to get to that ball.
He was on the other side of the bag.
I think the shortstop has a better chance, but even at that, I don't think he would have gotten him.
Not Hunter. He runs too well.
Hawkins pitched against the Astros last weekend, giving up 3 hits and 1 run in 1 inning. It's his first appearance off the disabled list. Now it's 2-0 to Carlos.
94. He is feeling better.
He had 5 minor league rehab stints before he came back.
Nobody's happier than Carlos right now.
Intentional walk.
You got to pretend you're mad, though, right?
Yeah.
I can't believe they're taking the bat out of my hand.
Yeah.
Or Chris Johnson will be hitting with runners at first and second and 2 outs. And the count went to 2-0. The next 2 were intentional. DJ 0 for 3 tonight and 0 for 18 against the Brewers this season.
Well, the law of averages is in our favor.
Yeah. Ron Renicky choosing to have this matchup. Tolles on deck. Strike one call to CJ with the center fielder Gomez over shading to right center. Leaves a lot of room in left center field. In the dirt, and Nieves was able to stop it. It's 1-1. Michael Young homer for Texas. The Rangers beat Oakland 11-2. Nelson Cruz hit his 7th. Mike Napoli number 6. That's wide, and it's 2 balls and a strike to Chris Johnson.
Nelson Cruz must have slowed down, didn't he? 5 in the first 5 games or something like
yeah.
that?
Sure
Him
did.
and Kinsler.
He's a streaky guy.
Troy very deliberate.
Foul ball makes it 2-2. Yeah, he really is. Had good results with the Astros in the latter part of 08 and 09. In 09, he had a 2.13 ERA, 11 saves, 19 holds, 65 appearances that year. Brewers bullpen has surrendered 10 homers this season. In the dirt. Wow. It's a tough one for Nieves. Had a couple of those. It's 3-2 now, and the runners will be moving.
Now the Brewers, like the Astros, like the Cardinals, had some bullpen issues.
Fans want some action on this 3-2 pitch. Tenson Lee about to take off. Up the middle, off Hawkins. It goes out to Betancourt. He bare hands and gets him. On a 1-6-3 play to win the 8th inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 men left. It's 1-0 Astros going to the 9th. by the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. What a 1-0 game tonight going to the ninth inning. And now we have the call to the bullpen brought to you by Verizon Wireless, bringing in the Astros closer, Brandon Lyon. And Braun, Fielder, and McGee are waiting in the ninth.
Yeah, we talk a lot about the breakdown between tough saves and easy saves, and boy, protecting a one-run lead with Braun, Fielder, and McGee coming up. It's a tough challenge for Brandon Lyon, who's 2-1 this year, 4 saves and 6 tries, and a .435 ERA. Came in last night to get an inning of work and was very efficient. 3 up, 3 down inning.
He threw 13 pitches last night. Did not face these 3 batters who are coming up. Braun with a pair of doubles, 2 for 3 tonight. Wonderful night's work for Wandy Rodriguez with the 8 shutout frames. And there's strike 1 on the curve from Lyon. Wandy threw 114 pitches, 75 were strikes. It's 1-1. Brandon Lyon with 4 saves and 6 opportunities this season. On Tuesday night, he got a blown save, but a win as the Astros beat the Cardinals 6-5. Braun gets another breaking ball, hits it in the air, and Hunter Pence is underneath. That's one big out. Prince Fielder hit his home run to the second deck last night, way up into that second deck. A very impressive shot. Tonight he is 0 for 3.
Just 1 out of 13 in his career off Brandon.
And that one was last weekend, an RBI double in Milwaukee on Saturday night when Lyon gave up 1 run in 2 innings. He got a blown save, but the Astros won that one in the 10th, 9-6, and he was the winner.
Carlos isn't guarding the line, he's owning the line down there at first.
Yes.
Fielder takes that one for ball 3.
When you guard the line and you play deep to take away the extra base hit, playing no doubles. You got to be careful, because if you're too tight to the line, a left-handed hitter could hook one between first and second and still hit it into that corner for extra bases.
Of course, the green light was there for him on 3-0, and he fouled it back.
Wow. Thought he'd try and cut him there a little bit, and I didn't think he'd just pipe the fastball down there. Thank God he fouled it off. That tells you how hard hitting is. Doesn't matter. I would imagine he's going to cut him here, though. Nope.
He hits a high drive to right field. That's going to be a 1-1 ball game.
He should have.
As Fielder goes deep for number 6 of the year to tie it at 1. That's 26 runs batted in for Fielder. 198 career long balls for Prince.
It's a poison. Got Braun, but Fielder got him. Tried to throw the cutter in. Trying to work him hard in there, but fell behind. Shot at the outside corner, and then one right there for Fielder. He missed that one, didn't miss this one. Middle of the plate and down.
McGee wraps one through the hole. On into left field for a single. He's 2 for 4. Well, the Astros will have Tolles, Barmas, and the pitcher spot due up in the bottom of the ninth. Brewers Brewers get back-to-back hits for the first time since the 3rd inning.
Well, it's a hang with him for Wandy. No decision. He pitched a whale of a ball game.
Gets this lineup. Yeah, that's quite an effort tonight. Hart is 1 for 3. Nice backhand play by Johnson. He rifles a throw. Sanchez not in time at first. Wow. That's impressive work by the 3rd sacker to get the lead runner 2 outs.
Brewers getting some good swings off of Brandon here. Home run, base hit. Now this shot off the bat of Corey Hart. Nice play on the backhand side by CJ. And boy, you're right. Good, accurate, strong throw to get that lead man. Got to keep an eye on Hart. He's capable of stealing a bag.
Good point. Betancourt the batter, 0 for 3. And there's strike 1. Hart has 71 major league steals. Stole 23 bases back in 07. Liner caught by Johnson, and it's 1 run, 2 hits, and a man left. 1-1 tie. Bottom of the 9th coming. On the home run by Fielder with 9 hits to the Astros 5, 2 errors for Milwaukee. We go to the double switch now. Craig Counsell comes in at shortstop, batting 9th. So if it went to the 10th inning, he would be due up 2nd. Betancourt comes out of the game, and into his number 7 spot in the lineup is Cameron Lowe, 2-1 with a 2.84 ERA.
Big Cameron Lowe, 6'8", this big right-hander. And done a nice job for the Brewers so far this year. Opponents hitting just .229 against them. 1 long ball, 13 punch-outs, 4 walks, and 12 2/3 innings. We saw him once in the series last weekend in Milwaukee. Worked a scoreless inning. Been scored upon once the last 10 times to the hill.
Former Texas Ranger, then went to Japan and came back as a free agent with Milwaukee prior to last season. They had a good year for them last year.
You must have wanted him to be a strikeout pitcher. They named Cameron with a K.
Yeah. J.R. Tolles gets it started in the home 9th inning. He has a double, a line out to center, and a walk. For Troy Hawkins, with 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, no runs, had 1 walk, no strikeouts. Fielder back. 1 pitch, 1 out for Lowe.
A big sinker ball pitcher, I think.
Yep. Last year, Lowe faced the Astros 6 times. He was 1-1. Now we're going to get a pinch hitter for Clint Barmas. Brian Bogusevic comes out to the on-deck circle. Barmas was 0 for 3. Bogusevic takes over as the left-handed pinch hitter on the bench most nights anyway. Joe Inglet has been designated for assignment. Bogusevic got a chance to come up and now inherit that role. And Brett Wallace is on deck to pinch hit with a pitcher spot due up next. Mark Melancon warming up for Houston. There's strike one.
So far this year, left-handers have not been a particular problem for Cameron Lowe. Lefty hitters just hitting .208 against him.
High chop, Ricky Weeks.
Good sinker ball there.
Yeah, 2 outs. Bogusevic retired. Now it'll be Brett Wallace, who is 3rd among all-time Astros hitters in the month of April with a .388 batting average. He's 4th in the National League right now, and he has a 9-game hitting streak. During the 9 games, he's hit .571. Gaudy numbers for Brett Wallace in April.
12 out of his last 18. I'll do the math for you. That's .667. Go ahead and be a hero, Wally.
Yeah, you might as well. Come on, buddy.
He's had a hip pointer from last night's collision. Sore today. There's ball 1 to him. He's had 6 straight multi-hit games. Infield shifted around. He takes that one, and it's 2-0. And Brad Mills was asked about Wallace sitting it out tonight. He said, well, you know, believe me, I'd love to have him in the starting lineup the way he's swinging the bat. And .344 against Milwaukee.
Wow.
Yeah, nasty sink on that one.
2-1 for Cameron Lowe.
Saw that fastball coming and got it started, but it just dipped down.
Dove out of the strike zone.
Now 3 balls and a strike. Michael Bourne on deck.
A pretty good chance Lowe's going to go back to that same sinker down and away.
Oh, no doubt.
Lean on one to left.
Ball 4. Pinch walk for Wallace. Derek Bell has the club record for the month of April for batting average, .398 in April of '98. Billy Hatcher .391 April of '97 and or '87 that should be, and then Wallace this year 3rd best for April. Now Michael Bourne 0 for 4 tonight.
Watch Wally run here. That's the one in the gap.
Ball 1 to Michael. Michael's been on base in 22 of 24 games when he's had an at-bat this year. Kept off base tonight. Jason Bourgeois on deck. Lots of room in right center for Michael. 2-0. Nieves out for a word with Lowe. Lowe came to the big leagues with the Rangers in '04. And to Cal State Northridge. He made 15 starts in '06, but he's been primarily a reliever. He made 23 starts in '07.
This is where, as a hitter right here, you got to make sure you get the ball up in the zone.
Takes that one, and it's 3-0. Bill Hall, Matt Downs still available on the bench for Brad Mills and the backup catcher Quintero. Ball 4. Back-to-back 2-out walks.
And you can understand being cautious with Wallace because he's got some pop, and Michael Bourne, the game plan has to be much more aggressive than he was. So that's more a byproduct of just missing. Wasn't so much his intention to be all that careful there. He just couldn't find the strike zone.
And we get a pinch runner for Wallace, Bill Hall at second base.
And you got to be careful how you use your resources when you're in a tie game late like this. You don't want to get hung short, but once you get that man into scoring position, you got a chance to win the game with a base hit. So take the upgrade in speed with Hall.
Yeah, when Barmy coming out of the game, he'll just go to second, essentially move over to short.
Yeah. And there was concern, I'm sure, about Wallace's hip.
Hall, the base runner at second, a former Brewer. Bourgeois in the batter's box, a former Brewer. See if they can do it to their old mates.
Jason 2 for 4 tonight. Couple of steals. Chance to win the game. He has scored the only Astros run. That was in the first after an infield hit, stealing second and third, scoring on a 110th ground ball.
It was back to back. It was an ooh and an oh. Yeah. Fastball right there, and then a hanging slider.
It's 0-2.
I bet he wants that one back. Mayor's broad looked pretty deep back there.
He does look deep for this ballpark.
That was a guy on second.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
He's got him.
1-2 to Jason. He was claimed on waivers by the Astros. Ooh, yeah.
Ball's out. Spoken from the hitter. Ball's out.
Ball's not even close.
Jason played for the Brewers in 09. Then the Astros picked him up on that waiver claim. Line shot left field. Bill Hall's coming home. Here's gone with a throw to the plate. And the Astros win it in the bottom of the ninth. Former Brewer Jason Bourgeois gets his third hit of the night, and they're dancing at Minute Maid.
What a night for Jason.
Way to go, buddy. I told you Braun was too deep.
Yeah. Singleton scored the first run of the game and drove home the game winner.
A lot of excitement here as the Astros lost the lead in the top of the inning and won it in the bottom of the ninth. Another walk-off win. Their second of the homestand. Jason Bourgeois picks up his third run batted in of the season. And Brad Mills is looking like a genius for the starting lineup tonight with Bourgeois getting the 3 hits in the game winner, Baggy.
No, it was an unbelievable night for Jason. He did everything right, had a lot of fun out there. Couldn't think of a better guy to get a game-winning hit. Only thing I feel bad for is Wandy, but you know what? A win's a win. We'll take it.
And with 2 outs and nobody on, Wallace pinch hit. He walked. And then the pinch runner for him, Hall, scored the game winner. We go to Patty Smith.
All right, thanks so much, Jason. Boy, I know you wanted to come up in a situation like that, but how you're still out of breath. But if you can breathe, take us through that and how fun that was.
This whole game was fun. Wandy's just, he pitched his heart out tonight, gave us a great outing. The ninth happened, and we know we have to score more than one inning way to win this game coming into it. Just trying to get good pitch to hit, get something over the plate. I felt great today. I just took advantage of it.
Well, yeah, you had a couple hits before that. Randy Wolf only gave up 4 the whole game. 2 of them were from you, so you were obviously seeing the ball pretty well tonight. And I'm assuming that's, a little more difficult to do when you're not in there playing every day.
Yeah, I just try to stay ready, just leave it out here on the field and see what happens. I prepared for this time my whole life, so I'm just trying to take advantage of it.
A little sweeter because it's your former team?
No doubt. It's always sweeter that way.
All right, and you also get the award for dirtiest uniform, so you did a nice job tonight. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Nice job, Jason. All right, guys, let's send it back up to you.
Thank you, Patty. What an enjoyable finish for these Astros fans on a Saturday night. And the winning pitcher, Brandon Lyon, is 3-1. He takes over the club lead in wins, and all 3 of those wins have come after blown saves. Here is the game-winning hit, and Ryan Braun, as you mentioned, Baggy, was deep. Didn't get it done. 2-1 Astros in the bottom of the ninth.